for Caleb's growth, it's it's critical that he limits his almost interceptions. Everyone knows that has studies football even in the slightest that an almost interception is the most dreaded stat in all of football.
Yeah, you don't learn shit from it. An actual interception, you at least get that down on film. You put it out there and you can learn from it, and you hit it up in the classroom in that quarterback room, and you let Tyson Bagent come in and show you what you did wrong there, and he can draw it up for you. And
Right. Tyson, he's a QB on the field. You get those. What is it? Not recording?
God damn it!
what the fuck just happened?
Hey Google, turn on Office All. God damn it! I got turned off too. God damn it!
Was there a surge or something?
No, just fucking stupid ass.
Is it still going?
It's still recording.
Oh, I thought
okay.
it stopped.
No, I tried to turn off the AC and I forgot to rename the AC. And sometimes when I say air, it thinks I say all, and so it turned off everything in the office
Because it's a bitch.
Okay, I thought that was a power surge and everything got turned
So
on.
we could probably though just pick up where we just ended there and get it pieced together.
Yeah, we can definitely piece that together.
Okay. All right. So it's still recording.
Yeah, and whenever you're done, if I'm not here, this is the record button. Conversely, it's right here.
All right.
So
Plenty of space to just keep going as long as you want. But whoa, 34 to 3 are the fucking. What is going on in this game?
Rams aren't good.
That explains that.
Rams aren't good.
Alright, well, I fucked this up though. Alright, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Try as much as you can. Oh, sorry about that interruption or something. I don't know, but give a clap and then go back going.
Okay. Well, sorry everyone for that interruption. We talk about the almost interceptions here, and that really gets people, really worked up here. It's a big time stat that's very important when it comes to football, especially in the development of a young QB. Our last QB, the running back that we had, he suffered a lot with almost interceptions. But you want to make sure you have, the real interceptions, even if that, overturns a touchdown or something. It's a real interception that determines the growth of a QB. Almost interception, will ruin their growth.
And it's crazy to me that people just aren't even really talking about this. Like, have you heard anyone else talk about it? I think we're the only people that talk about almost interceptions.
Yeah.
And I mean, the proof is in the pudding, right? Like, it's out there.
Right. You look at all 22 as we do every week for every team, and then we make sure we count up every almost interception, and you can surely bet that the worst teams have a lot of almost interceptions there. It's the truly good teams that load up on interceptions, and they're learning. They're learning after the game, before the game, but the ones with those almost interceptions, they're bombing.
You always can go back to Peyton Manning, that rookie year. Why you think he became so great? He threw a shit ton of picks right away and learned, like, okay, this is what I can't do.
Exactly.
And the rest is history,
Exactly.
How many MVPs was it?
Five.
Something, like the most ever. Like,
Mm-hmm.
all right, prove me wrong, you know.
The more interceptions, the better. Like, especially early in your career. Sure, you may win some games because you didn't throw an interception, but you threw an almost interception. So now
you're going to lose a lot more. You're preventing a lot of losses in the future.
Right.
It's loss prevention.
Mm-hmm. Short-term gains there. You got to, if you're going to lose hard, throw that interception. Don't throw an almost interception, because then you're more likely to throw more of those.
You're going to do it next week.
And you're not learning. And that's what we.
And we all know this coaching staff.
Yeah.
I mean, is anyone learning?
I don't think so. I mean, they had it perfectly with last 3 years. They had the running back as the QB. He had
tried that.
Yeah.
Said he wasn't good enough.
He wasn't good enough.
Now we're trying this. So doesn't seem to be good enough. At some point, you gotta look at what might be some other things. But
exactly. But you definitely gotta limit those almost interceptions. It's important. Just throw real interceptions. That way you can learn off of those. That being said, you guys caught us as we're talking about the most important stat in all of football, whether it's high school or college or NFL. We're going to talk about the Bears last week against the Titans. We're also going to talk about the game this week against the Texans, and might have some other fun segments for you.
We'll throw a little fantasy and maybe a little betting, kind of tidbits out there. We don't endorse or condone any of that stuff, but and definitely don't do it just because we said it.
Exactly. Here on Morons of the Midway, we're talking to you guys, the morons. We're just going to make sure that that you're educated. We're happy that you're a part of our family here. We've got a big following here, and now, we're trying to convert morons here, which you were one of them. We're just going to educate you.
We're all here, though.
We're all here.
We're not looking down on any of it.
We're inclusive here. We got a little bit of DEI
We're
here.
all morons.
Mm-hmm. You especially. But we're going to make sure that's not a thing anymore.
Our assistant coming in here, dropping us a little iPad to really just make sure, it's all up here really for us.
We just make it easier for you.
We're with the times.
Mm-hmm. We're not stuck in the past age.
Unlike a certain franchise that we all seem to, for some reason, love.
Right, exactly. We're just, that makes us a little bit stupid ourselves. We waste a lot of time following a team that won't do much. But, that's just, not everyone's perfect. That being said, I guess we can review last week's game against the Titans, where the Bears put their will against the Titans, playing Bears football, limiting offense entirely.
It really looked like, that Bears football that we all know and love, obviously, because we're all here.
We're all here. Bears gave the Titans everything they wanted. Everything they put their foot on the Titans' throat. We had 3 and outs. We had anemic passing game. We had a few drop passes there. We had the Titans exactly where we wanted them.
Took care of the ball.
Exactly.
Overlooked thing. Just hold on to your balls.
We just want to make sure that the Bears called a perfect game. They did. They had the Titans thinking they might score some points, and they didn't. So we let the defense do all the scoring and special teams doing plays, and that's Bears football for you. That was game planned, 100%. That's why we got Caleb Williams. That's why we got a new offensive coordinator. That's why we got the state-of-the-art O-line.
Take care of that ball.
Take care of the ball. Top 5 O-line. Titans had no idea what hit them. Bears lulled them into a false sense of security.
Won that game in the trenches. Defensive line, big shout out to the bum, 6th round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Darrell Taylor, Seattle acquisition. Guy looks like rejuvenated here in Chicago.
Poles did a desperation move and picked someone off the scrap heap, and King Poles worked his magic, as he does with every player.
He just ground that bum piece of coal and turned it into a diamond.
Mm-hmm. With his hand. He just gripped it fierce.
King Poles, baby, like he said.
Don't ever question his genius or his godliness, because that's what he does.
Swindles everyone. What's happening already right now? Was that a 6th round pick that looks like it might be turning into a 4th round pick?
Mm-hmm.
Just by trading away a running back?
Yeah. He traded away that running back that the Bears gifted a Super Bowl ready team. And now, everyone's...
He's starting.
He's starting. I heard he had
all we need is half the games, 51%, I believe, right?
So we're 2 of 17.
It's going to be a 4th round pick, boys and girls.
And that's Poles magic for you.
They said it couldn't be done.
And, that's what the Bears do. They swindle every team. They make sure that they...
Montez Sweat?
Yeah.
Everyone thought that cost a lot.
And they didn't.
Who thinks right now that's expensive? Would you do that?
Absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't do it because I'm a moron. But King Poles, he did it.
Sure.
None of
Lord
these
Poles.
None of these morons watching would have done it either, because they're not smart. That's why they're morons. That's why they're watching.
That's why they're just busy washing poles.
Yeah, that's what they do best. They're good at it, and they're proud of it. So let them continue.
Hey, We all have our pluses and minuses.
But going back to the game, Bears with shutdown offense, making the Titans think that they were going to win the game, and then it came out second half and just blew it wide open.
I mean, they were stringing them along.
Titans got.
I don't know about you, but halftime of that, when we were down, I put a nice little chunk of a bet on Bears money line there at the half, paying great odds.
Yep, exactly.
Because I saw the game was there to be taken.
Mm-hmm.
Titans were not doing anything spectacular. We just had to go take it. They were gonna make mistakes.
Exactly.
That's clear. Will Levis.
Mm-hmm.
Will Levis. Mayo boy.
Yeah.
Shit. You knew he was gonna. He can't do it for 4 quarters.
Yeah.
He wasn't even doing it really before. He just wasn't turning it over yet.
And Bears just had to say, okay, we got them lulled. We just need to take advantage. So we're going to keep not scoring on offense and just let defense take it over. And the Titans had no answer. That's what
Troy Taylor.
Yeah.
Weapon.
Big time
Weapon.
Big weapon. Big offensive weapon there.
Cairo Santos.
Massive piece.
You want to get into a kicking battle with us, you're going to lose.
You're going to lose, whether it's
You're
punts.
going to lose.
I dare you to try to outpunt the Bears. I dare you to try to kick the Bears.
We got way more experience with it. We practice it in games.
We can 3-and-out everybody. Wear out the opposing team's offenses. That's what it's all about. And that's why Bears picked up that win, that heartbreaker win over the Titans.
Second half, Titans couldn't move the ball. They couldn't run it.
Couldn't catch it.
They were just going backwards and fumbling and throwing picks, getting their shit blocked.
And Bears walk away with a commanding victory with landslide blowout win. Playing the Bears type of football as it was drawn up.
And some people might hate, your quarterback didn't throw for even 100 yards, double digits. Okay, we won.
That's all that matters.
We won the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
We used to have quarterback play similar to that, but we were losing.
Exactly. So
we won.
We won. So
if we can win games like that now, imagine what's going to happen when he does start throwing and does start figuring it out.
So we don't want games where the previous QB plays the same and loses. If the new QB plays the same as the old QB, but we win, now it's okay.
It's a team game, folks.
Right. QB can't do it all.
Complimentary football.
If the QB's throwing incompletions or not looking off his reads fast enough, that's okay as long as we win.
And there was a lot of talk about tight end usage or the lack thereof, which will just kind of bring us into our next little segment of tight end corner.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think one of the big strengths of this team is the tight end position, and I agree with the folks that think that there wasn't enough tight end usage. I want to see more Komet.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see more Everett. I want to see more Roma Dunze.
Yeah.
I want to see more. Any and all. We should probably maybe even sign another fucking tight end off the street. I want to see some 3 tight end sets. Let's get fucking creative and go 4 tight end.
Poles caught a lot of heat drafting a young tight end at number 9, Roma Dunze. But they have Jason Witten in mind. They never had their own Aaron Hernandez, and that's why they got the kid out of Washington. He's a prototypical tight end, blocking tight end primarily. Might catch a few passes here and there.
Reminds me a lot of Darnell Washington in Pittsburgh, just a big body guy that
a lot of girth.
He's a 6th offensive lineman basically when you get him out there, and he can catch a few balls too. He can run a decent route, if you're catching a defense off guard,
He may not have any speed to him, but he's not known for any speed. Just short little routes.
Doesn't have to. Yeah, that's not his game.
Safety valve type of maybe 5 or 6 yard gain passes.
And in this new offense, under Waldron, a lot of tight end usage, supposedly. I expect to see more of it going forward into game 2, which we'll get into that in a moment. But yeah, I think game 1, I think if they had gone with a little more tight end action to help with some of that blocking and also gotten some more pass routes out there for him, it would have paid off.
I think so too. They got Keenan Allen, the oldest player to ever play football. So, they got him as a wide receiver, but they could have used that for another tight end, which is, I think that's why they did. They just had to fill out the wide receiver room. So that's why they got somebody.
They couldn't trust Tyler Scott or definitely not Velus Jones Jr. to be a number 2 wide receiver. So they gave up a 4th round pick, which hey, they'll get another one back from the running back trade to Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. And so hey, that's kind of a wash. So again, King Poles working magic.
That's spinning
but after DJ Moore and a kind of aging and oft injured Keenan Allen, there's not a lot there in the wide receiver room.
Right. No one talked about the Bears wide receivers over the offseason because they didn't exist.
Right. There's not much to talk about. DJ Moore and
an old man.
Yeah. That's about it.
The oldest player to ever play football.
But that's why, again, they got to lean on those tight ends. When you invest a 9th overall pick into a 3rd tight end, man, you got to get all of them out there. You got to utilize them.
You do. Otherwise, you're just playing around. You're not serious. It's almost like playing bad.
You got to play to your roster, I don't try to bake a cake if all I got is rice and shrimp and I'm looking to make like gumbo then this is a gumbo kind of roster.
Yeah, I mean no one had any expectations for this roster at all. After 3 straight Super Bowl ready rosters the last 3 years, the Bears come into this season with no expectations. With nobody on the team, so we're just gonna have to cobble together something.
It's different from the last few years, when the expectation was Super Bowl, and this year is now, hey, maybe we'll win a couple games, we'll get another high pick, and maybe we can get something out of that.
Yeah, all throughout the offseason, I was looking at the big lamestream media, and they had nothing to say about the Bears. In fact, they forgot the Bears were even a team. They didn't mention any of the roster moves, no expectations. We got somebody from USC, I think. Caleb, he's a generational guy. Every generation there's somebody out there.
Every year there's a generational guy.
But they didn't give him anything to work with, so they just want him to work magic with nothing. I mean, has a young player ever walked into a worse situation?
I don't think so. I mean, you'd like him to be coming into a situation a little more like Bryce Young when he's just got talent littered around him and offensive line that's just too deep and tight ends and a running game.
Exactly.
A running game that he can lean on, and count on week to week that's going to get 150 plus.
When Bears made that move with Carolina, I was thinking, wow, Carolina got everything they wanted. Even looking back at it now, Carolina got exactly what they wanted. I was saying, wow, Bears, I can't believe Poles, fucked up this bad.
But hopefully eventually some of this will eventually start to, because again, King Poles, he doesn't get fleeced.
Not one time.
Never. Never has. Never will.
Never will. He's on record of saying, I'm not going to get fleeced.
And so, you got to hope and you kind of expect that, this 2nd round pick that we have coming next year is going to yield something really big because none of it to this point has,
It hasn't. I feel sorry for Caleb. He came into this as a generational guy. Everyone knows that when you're generational, that means you're an instant Hall of Famer. He has nothing on this team to work with. The running back we had that now plays for the Steelers, he had a top-rated O-line. He had a deep core of receivers, deep core of tight ends, top 3 defense.
And the coaching staff was
the envy of the league.
Yeah. Stadium's the best.
Stadium the best. Got sure it's the smallest stadium, but that's only the most elite fans can get in there. Yep. Only the most die-hard fans can get in there.
Some real morons of the Midway.
Yeah. But I don't know what they're doing with Caleb now. They set him up to fail. They gave the running back playing QB everything that he wanted.
They picked up some like old Lions running back trash.
Yeah, that just
Trash.
Just
I
didn't
mean,
do anything. Won't do anything.
We'll never have a good game.
Not one time.
Never. Mark it. It's never gonna have a good game. In a Bears uniform.
Right. And so that's just our look on the Bears. From the state of the franchise right now. So that's all we're seeing right now. Caleb has nothing going for him. It's not his fault. I mean, you might be generational, and I know, once you're generational, you can do anything. But I'm here to tell you that that's moronic thinking. He still needs a team. They didn't give him wide receivers. They didn't give him a line. They didn't give him play calling. Everything they gave the running back that was playing QB, they refused to do it with Caleb.
And that kind of brings us into tonight's game.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight,
Houston against the Houstons.
Against pew 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 down in Houston.
Against the Aggies tonight.
Yeah, 12th man, or something, whatever that cult is. Nobody thinks the Bears have a shot, right?
Right. The Bears. I mean, the Houston's. They won last week. They're 1-0. They're a juggernaut.
They're projected to go undefeated.
Yeah.
17-0. I mean, if you do the math and extrapolate that record out, so.
I mean,
so are the Bears, and so something's really got to give tonight.
Yeah.
You're gonna see something happen.
The Houston's. They want to make sure they're projected to win every game. Every position they have is better than the Bears. In fact, I don't know why they're even playing tonight because the game's already decided.
It might be one of those games where they at the start of the second half they shorten the quarter time from like 15 minutes to 10 minutes a quarter.
That's good.
Just because
running clock.
They don't want injuries to happen.
Right. I took a look.
NFL cares.
Yeah. They do. It's in the script. I looked at it myself before we started.
You've got a copy?
Oh yeah. I mean, you just go to a few websites, look at the script.
Okay.
I'll show it to you.
We'll share some tidbits for you later.
Yeah. It's not looking good for the Bears, but we knew that going in.
We need a stinking script.
So, because there's nobody on the Bears. The Houstons have every position covered. Bears are even lucky to be on the field tonight. But
someone's got to get the water
for
C.J. Stroud and Stephon Diggs and those cats.
Stroud had an excellent game as a rookie last year, and he's already in the Hall of Fame. One season makes a QB. I don't know. Like I said, if Caleb doesn't have half the season that C.J. Stroud has, I mean, it's okay. Can a generational QB be a bust by game 3? Or is it
in Chicago? Yes, it can be.
Okay, just making sure. Because we know if you're not in a Hall of Fame discussion by week 8, you're done.
You're done here. Get the fuck out.
Yeah,
pack your shit up and go.
So, if I was the Bears tonight, I won't play the.
I'd expect if the Bears can come out and play some good run defense with just like down 4 guys, keep the run game in check and make Houston a little more one-dimensional. Big key, I think, in those passing situations, if they get to that point, is watching for Joe Mixon out of the backfield, catching passes. He's a little overlooked sometimes in that aspect.
And some good insight there. Speaking of insight, got anything that deals with fantasy picks or maybe some bets that these morons can take advantage of?
Well, like I just said there, if you got that there Joe Mixon, you're probably gonna just go ahead and play him, even though the Bears' run defense is good. I would expect him to get some looks to catch the ball. If you got DJ Moore, you're gonna fire him up because he's about the only healthy and good wide receiver we got going. That Cole Kermit,
Yeah.
Cole Kmet. Cold Cement.
Yeah, Cole Cement. That's what he's known as.
I'm expecting a solid game from him today. If Caleb's gonna have a nice game, he's gonna be relying on his buddy, the tight end.
Yeah. Speaking of,
So fire up some bets on Cold Kermet to get 25 yards or more receiving tonight.
oh wow, 25.
That's it.
Wow.
Just 25 or more, and you're getting plus odds
Wow.
on a bet
Amazing.
like that. I'm not encouraging you to do it though.
Yeah,
Just saying that's what's happening.
That's amazing. 25 yards.
That's it.
Yeah. 25 yards.
So now that is not happening. Just so everyone knows.
Yeah, don't get excited here. I mean, that was the best case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
If the Bears can even score a field goal, I think we can consider this a win.
Oh yeah.
If Caleb can limit his almost interceptions to maybe
Critical.
5 or 6 and limit his real interceptions to 8.
I'd rather they be real than almost.
Yeah, because he'll be able to grow off of these. If Bears get 200,
Peyton Manning.
yeah, Peyton Manning. That's all you got to line them up as. If Bears get even 200 yards of offense, I think you can get the rings ready. Because Houston has the shutdown defense, they have the unstoppable offense. So if Bears can get 3 points on the board on offense,
MVP Cairo Santos.
I mean, you're going to be hearing about Mahomes. You're going to hear about Santos in the MVP discussion.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Troy Taylor. Those are kind of the elite of the elite right there right now in today's NFL.
But yeah, Bears have a big task ahead of them.
So what's kind of the final prediction score you're going with?
I'm going to say Bears 28, Houston 7.
I'm going to say Chicago 34, Houston 23.
Okay.
They're a good team.
Yeah, Houston is they're a playoff team. They're playoff ready. Bears have a lot of growing to do.
They got no chance.
Yeah, they got no chance. In fact, you may not even want to watch the game tonight because you can get let down. And
We don't want to see that.
I'm thinking
We
it's
don't
going
like
to be
sad morons.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a heartbreaker. Yeah, Bears, unfortunately, with the win. As far as the show, I can't think of anything to add at this point. I hope you morons have been, educated. We gave you everything that we know from our football gifted minds.
You're welcome.
Share it with your friends. In fact, you can take our opinions, or rather our facts, and use them as yours. Because that's what we do. We see people's Twitter opinions, and we use them as ours. And that's how we think.
He sees mine, and then he uses them as his, and I see his, and I use them as mine. So we get the best of the two best sports minds in the world.
Right.
And that's why we're able to bring this to you.
Little secret, like most of you, I don't watch the games. I just look at the stats and make an opinion, and I'm forceful about my opinion. So
and I watch every second, so you get it from both angles.
Right.
However, whatever perspective you go with, you're getting it here.
You're getting it here. I mean, you don't feel like watching the games, you just don't do it. That's what I'm here for. You can listen to me.
You can relate to him.
And if you do watch the games, you got that perspective. Just know that I'm going to have an opinion, and
it's right.
It's right. If you differ with my opinion, you're probably getting it wrong. Which is why you need to watch this show.
If you agree with our opinion, then you're right.
You're right.
And that feels good, doesn't it?
It does. How does it feel to be
Pat,
on the winning team?
Pat yourself on the back a little bit.
Yeah.
You can sleep tight tonight.
You can tell all your friends at work you got it right. They got it wrong. You can tell them your insight. They'll believe you. Just be confident about it.
That's all it is.
If you're confident about it, you can sell your opinion as fact.
That and being right.
Right, and you're automatically right just because you watch.
It's not just being confident. Just also being right.
So, bet big on a Bears heartbreaker.
Cold Kermit.
Yeah. Put the house on the line, or the car, kids' college.
Fuck those kids, right? Like education.
I mean, you gotta have some fire and some passion.
Fire and a passion.
And if you don't, why are you watching Bears football?
Yeah. Why are you even in here? If you're a true moron of the Midway, you wouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm. So you guys got a lot of content tonight. We recapped the Titans. We talked about the state of the franchise.
We gave you a little preview into tonight's game.
Like I said, I got to look at the script. I'm not going to share much more. I'll probably get in trouble for even mentioning it.
Roger Goodell will probably see this.
Yeah, he told me not to share it, but I did because I like you guys somewhat.
He comes to us for a lot of knowledge.
I might look at the script again and pick the winner of the Super Bowl from it. Might make some alterations.
They sometimes take input from us on what they should add to the script.
Mm-hmm.
So
with that being said, morons,
bear down,
bear illegal, barely operate, and
barely comprehend,
and we'll see you next time.
barely functional.
I think it's a nice little run there.
Yeah.
Just gotta clean up what any rambling or just tighten that up.
Yep. That's what Matt should be able to do.
Mm-hmm.